What if I told you that the most dangerous part of a mission to the moon is not leaving Earth, not landing on the moon, but coming back home? And during those final minutes, NASA will go completely blind. No signal, no control, no help, just 4 humans, falling through fire at 40,000 kilometers per hour. And no one on Earth will know if they are alive or already gone. In 2026, NASA's Artemis II mission will do something humanity hasn't done in over 50 years. It will send astronauts beyond Earth orbit, around the moon, and bring them back. This is not just another spaceflight. This is the first crewed test of NASA's deep space system, the Orion spacecraft, designed to carry humans deeper into space than ever before. On board will be 4 astronauts: Reed Wiseman, Victor Glover, Christina Koch, Jeremy Hansen. They will travel farther from Earth than any human in history. But the real challenge doesn't begin in space. It begins at the end, when they come back. When Orion returns to Earth, it will hit the atmosphere at more than 40,000 kilometers per hour. At that speed, the air doesn't behave like air anymore. It turns into something else entirely. A violent wall of superheated plasma. Temperatures outside the capsule will rise to over 2,700 degrees Celsius. That's hot enough to melt steel, instantly. And at that exact moment, a strange thing happens. All communication with Earth disappears. No radio, no data, no video. Mission control in Houston goes silent, not because something is broken, but because physics itself blocks the signal. This is called ionization blackout. A glowing sheath of plasma wraps around the spacecraft like a burning shield, preventing any signal from escaping. For about 4 minutes, NASA becomes completely blind. And inside Orion, the crew is alone. Those 4 minutes are not normal spaceflight. This is survival physics. Because during this time, the heat shield is under maximum stress. The capsule is losing thousands of degrees of heat energy. The structure is shaking under extreme force, and any small failure becomes irreversible. There is no abort system, no escape plan, no second chance. Either the heat shield works, or it doesn't. Orion's survival depends on a special material called avcoat. It is not designed to survive heat. It is designed to destroy itself. As the spacecraft enters the atmosphere, avcoat slowly burns away layer by layer, absorbing heat and carrying it away with itself. This is called ablation. It's the same concept used during the Apollo missions that brought humans home from the moon. But Artemis II is different. During the uncrewed Artemis I mission, engineers discovered something unexpected. The heat shield did not wear down evenly. Instead, chunks of material broke off unpredictably. Not smooth, not controlled, not fully understood. And that changed everything. Engineers realized something disturbing. The heat shield still works, but it doesn't behave the way they expected. And in spaceflight, unpredictability is the most dangerous failure mode. Because you don't need total failure to lose a mission. You only need uncertainty at the wrong moment. And that moment is re-entry. Originally, Orion was supposed to use a skip re-entry method. It would dip into the atmosphere, bounce back out, then re-enter again. But after Artemis, I data showed heat shield stress and gas pressure buildup inside the material. NASA changed everything. For Artemis II, no skip, a direct, steeper descent, shorter time in plasma, but higher forces on the crew. A trade that reduces one risk while increasing another. Inside the capsule, during those final minutes, the windows will glow white. The hull will vibrate violently. G-forces will press the crew into their seats. And outside, the spacecraft is surrounded by a burning storm of plasma hotter than lava. Time slows psychologically. Seconds feel like minutes. And in Houston, controllers are staring at silent screens, waiting, not knowing. This silence is not theoretical. NASA has lived through it before. Apollo missions experienced it. Apollo 13 stretched blackout longer than expected. Terrifying mission control. And in 2003, Space Shuttle Columbia broke apart during re-entry after heat shield damage went unnoticed. 7 astronauts were lost. That moment still defines NASA's caution today, because re-entry is not just physics, it is memory. Artemis II is not about landing on the moon. It is about proving something more important, that humans can return safely from deep space. Because if Orion cannot survive re-entry, there is no Artemis III, no moon base, no Mars future. Everything depends on those final minutes. At peak heating, plasma forms. Radio signals vanish. Earth disappears from communication for exactly 4 minutes. The spacecraft is on its own. No one can help. No one can intervene. Not NASA. Not engineers. Not flight control. Only physics decides the outcome. If everything goes right, the plasma fades. Parachutes deploy. The capsule slows from hundreds of kilometers per hour to a gentle ocean landing in the Pacific. And for the first time, NASA will know. The return from the moon is possible again. But here's the question nobody can answer yet. If you were inside that capsule, knowing the heat shield already showed unpredictable behavior, knowing mission control cannot see you, knowing that for 4 minutes you are completely alone with physics, would you still press launch, or would you refuse to fly? Because Artemis II is not just a mission. It is a test of trust between humans and the machines we built to bring us home. And when those 4 minutes begin, there is only one truth that matters. Either Orion survives the fire, or history changes forever.